All right, guys, we're about a few hour, well, actually an hour away from the Auburn versus Oregon game, and there's been a lot of things that have gone on with college football up until this point. The SEC is really not representing as well so far as I thought they would. As a matter of fact, Ole Miss went down to Memphis earlier today, 15-10. Oh man, you know, not good for the SEC there. Now, also, you talk about Tennessee. They're struggling right now in their ball game as well. And it just doesn't look good for the SEC so far, when we look at this, because, I mean, what's going on? Yeah, War Eagle. That's right. We're just about an hour away from the Advocare Classic, Oregon. I think that's going to be an incredible football game. The only let's see, the only SEC teams looking good so far is A&M, Bama, and hopefully Auburn. As a matter of fact, when I look at the Alabama game, they had some struggles early, but they're starting to reel it in. Now, let me tell you about the Alabama team. I've actually been kind of looking at Alabama for the last couple of years, and here's where you have to survive Alabama. Surviving Alabama, you got to survive them between the middle of the second quarter and the middle of the third. If you can get out of that part of their stratosphere as far as football goes, you have a chance to beat them. Auburn did it in 2017, but Duke wasn't able to do it today, because I was actually on the phone with one of my colleagues in this thing, and I was like, you know what? It is about to be either a scoop and score or interception for a touchdown. And sure enough, Alabama, gets that turnover and then starts the onslaught of continuing to, really, really annihilate Duke, which we figured they would anyway, just off of talent alone. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this thing works out. The SEC is definitely not looking as great as we would like to, to think, especially playing these menial opponents. Tennessee, from what I hear, one of the subscribers have said that Tennessee looking like they're going to lose to Georgia State. My goodness, Georgia State has not been playing football for that long, and to beat a Tennessee team, coached by, Jeremy Pruitt, a guy that used to, coach with Alabama. So what does that mean? We take a look at Eugene, Oregon, where, folks like to think that, well, since he's had some SEC experience, that he should have an advantage. No. 34-23, Georgia State. Who is this? Eric Randall. I appreciate it. Letting me know the fact that Georgia State, not Georgia Tech, not the University of Georgia, but Georgia State has beaten Tennessee. Let's have a moment of silence for Tennessee right now. Okay, now it's over. But anyway, it's just ridiculous, guys, that, the SEC conference recruits on such a high level. We thought that Jeremy Pruitt was on his way to having a good season or whatever. But man, you lose to Georgia State. Georgia State is a freaking commuter school. Half of the people that go to school at Georgia State don't even live on campus. But that's another story. Rest in peace to Tennessee. Rest in peace. Oh, here's another thing that we did not talk about. How about this? Willie Taggart down at Florida State. They lost too. Boise State at home. I'm a little nervous about Willie Taggart. I don't know if he's going to be able to retain, his position at Florida State, because, you talk about losing to Boise State at home. Not a good look, especially when you're up 31-13, and then you still surrender. That's just not a good look for the ACC, and especially, Willie Taggart. And I was really, kind of hoping that he could kind of reel his thing in, but it's just not really, really looking good for Willie Taggart and Florida State losing to Boise State, the first game of the season. A lot of folks are going down. Now, Auburn against Oregon. As a matter of fact, Auburn and Oregon are the only two teams that will play today that are both ranked. Auburn is number 16. Oregon is ranked number 11. Now, let's get this out of the way. If you're an Auburn fan and you go into the game, you are required or you are asked to wear all orange. If you're an Oregon fan, you're asked to wear all green. Oregon is going to come through with the slick uniforms, and man, they really look good actually. So it's going to be really nice to see on camera Oregon versus Auburn. I think this is going to be an entertaining game on so many levels. And, we talk about the Oregon Ducks. They battling some injuries, especially at the wide receiver position. I think they have a wealth of talent on this particular football team, especially at the offensive line position. They're very good. I think they're pretty good. But when you talk about facing a very experienced defensive line, we ain't talking about elite. We talking about experience at this point. These guys have been around at least since 2016. They played against Clemson. They played against Alabama. And I think they're going to really, really be good at, really pushing these Oregon Ducks to their optimal level. We're going to really see if these guys are as good as they say they are, which I think they are. But Auburn is actually pretty good at that defensive line position. So, we'll see. Auburn LIGE says, I do want Auburn to go on the field first. Georgia State just intercepted the football. I appreciate you guys chiming in. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast talking about Auburn football. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. We're just about an hour away from the Advocare Classic, very highly anticipated football game. Let's see, Georgia State it's over. It is over. Georgia State is going to beat Tennessee. How's about that? No. What's up, Derek Freeman? Man, glad to have you on here. Got the two Eagles got the 100s going. Let's get it going here for the Advocare Classic. I wanted to go ahead and sneak this thing in before the particular football game. 50 minutes left till the Auburn game. Man, glad you guys chimed in. 23 guys on. I need 23 likes. Let's go ahead and break yourselves for the likes and the shares and the comments. I definitely appreciate it. Auburn is going to hit the field in just a few minutes in the all-blue uniforms. I like the all-white, but they got the all-blue uniforms going tonight. And as I understand, Anthony Schwartz is making this trip. Anthony Schwartz is making the trip. Okay? He's going to be there. All right, so guys, we're about an hour away. Just wanted to catch up with you guys for just a second to hit a live video before the Auburn Tigers goes on. Once again, it's always great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Go ahead and put in the comments what you think will happen in this particular football game. You all take care. War Eagle.